I think the mistake that we make is that we search in the world for our purpose. We're always searching, right? Searching for validation. Like, I'm gonna tell you right now, like, if I was looking for the validation from people showing up to my speaking engagements, from people, you know, watching my videos, like y'all see it now. If you've been following me since I started, like it wasn't always like that. If I would have believed that, search for that validation, what was that telling me? This wasn't the purpose for my life. And so what I always tell people, you were created with purpose. Think about that. There's nobody like you. Like nobody. It might be people who look like you, dress like you, talk like you, but there's nobody like you. And I'm gonna dive into this deeper later on, but that's your God-given gift. And for me, revealing my purpose was a lot of things that happened in my past, right? When I look back and I peeled the layers, like a lot of people always say you have to become, a lot about life is about unbecoming, right? And peeling back and getting to the core of who you are. And purpose is not some huge thing. Like sometimes God will take it there, but purpose is just impacting and giving love to the world. Because you could impact this. What Tupac said, I might not change the world, but I'll spark the mind of the one who would. I think it's one of the great quote by him, just being honest. And that's the truth. And so your purpose it might seem small to you, but it still can make a big impact in this world. When I started speaking, I didn't want to be a speaker. I didn't want to start rehab time. Rehab time was for me. Like it was my way of getting right. This was my biggest fear. Seriously. And people like look at me like, what? My biggest fear. But I overcame that fear because I realized when I stepped on stage and I realized that I could either sink or swim. I don't know if y'all heard this story, but when I realized this was my purpose and I quit football, I stepped on stage and I practiced like the whole night before. And when I got on stage, literally, I forgot everything I practiced. I went blank. And so at that moment I said, well, I can sink or I can swim. And I just said, God, use me. Probably the most powerful speech that I ever gave, it was to 3,000 kids. And those kids were locked in. I realized at that moment, this was my purpose. And it made me look back over the rest of my life. And God was showing me a lot of different times that this was what he called me to do. I just was running from it. I was ignoring the call. You know what I'm saying? When like you're not ready to answer the phone, you see like, I owe somebody something. I ain't talking to them, right? And for me as a believer, we owe God everything. But a lot of times we don't want to answer that call in our life because we feel like we're not perfect. It's not the right time. Anybody ever feel judged when you try to change? Who cares, right? I know it's like, I care, but I don't care enough to change my life. I don't care enough to change my purpose because it's bigger than that person. And the person usually judging you, trust me, they just don't have the guts to step up and make a change with their life. You will never meet a hater that's doing better than you. Unless they don't, just being real, all right? Unless they feel threatened by you, then they'll start hating on you. But think about that. People are gonna talk about you. Anybody seen my video, Pick Me Apart, right? That came from all my videos come from a really real place, friends especially. Pick me apart, but that was my message to everybody. Like, I don't care no more because I would see people say, Trent, you're not like this. Trent, you should be talking about this. And I mean, you probably see my comments. Everybody has an opinion. But I know for a fact that I'm impacting, I'm leading people closer to God by people like you guys. And that's what I stay focused on. And so stay focused, man. Opinions don't matter. Give them something great to talk about. Because guess what? They're going to hate on you. And then somebody's going to come check you out and they'll be like, why are you hating on this person? This person is doing an excellent and amazing job. So don't focus on the people tearing you down. Focus on your support, right? Don't focus on the 10% of hate. Focus on the 90% of love in your life.